Welcome to another episode of Markets Dawn Europe, an audio podcast on financial markets for European-based professionals. A minimalistic solution to the information overload in mainstream and social media. This is what you need to know today.
Morning. Monday's highlight in global markets was China's 8.5% equity rally, the best day in 16 years, as Beijing's large monetary and fiscal stimulus package triggered domestic and foreign demand. The CSI 300 index went from being one of the worst performers this year to a 17% year-to-date gain in just a week, outperforming the broad European market, and not far from the S&P 500's 21% return in local currency terms. The yuan is 1% stronger in 2024. It's a holiday in China, Hong Kong and Korea today. European equities fell more than 1% yesterday. The focus was on the weakness in the auto sector, following a profit warning by Stellantis, which adds to the recent cautions issued by Volkswagen and BMW on slowing growth and competition from China. Stellantis shares plunged 15% yesterday, and are 41% lower this year. Aston Martin Lagonda plummeted 25% on Monday, after cutting its production outlook due to supply chain issues. Autos is the worst European sector this year with a 9% decline. In September, the Stoxx 600 finished flat for the month, versus a 2.2% gain for the S&P 500. The DXY index lost 1% month to date, and Brent oil plunged 9%. In rate markets, 10-year US Treasury yields fell 11 basis points, Bund yields dropped 16, and gilts ended the month unchanged. In economics, inflation in Germany for September eased to 1.8%, slightly better than estimates, and the lowest in 3 years. And Italian inflation also fell to spot 8%. Headlines. Austrian politicians begin coalition talks, following the far-right's win on Sunday. Iron ore prices jumped 11% yesterday, driven by China's stimulus measures. Copper miners warned of price volatility risks on the back of supply shortages. Copper rallied 10% in September to $9,830. In central bank action, Colombia cut its policy rate by 50 basis to 10.25% on Monday, as expected. Headline inflation is running at 6.1%, the lowest since March 2022. The currency depreciated 8% this year. In corporate deals, AT&T is selling its entire 70% stake in DirecTV to TPG for $7.6 billion. TPG already owns 30% of the satellite TV provider. In private markets, startup OpenAI is targeting a $150 billion valuation in its latest funding round. That includes interest from SoftBank for $500 million. In debt primary markets, the notable corporate issuer was Dutch private electric utility, Alliander, placing €750 million of senior bonds, rated single A+, at 98 basis over Bunds, or a 3.11% yield. Credit rating changes yesterday. Estée Lauder Companies was downgraded one notch by Moody's to single A2. Economic data today: Eurozone inflation, manufacturing PMIs in developed countries, retail sales in Switzerland and the Netherlands, unemployment in Austria, Portugal, and Greece. Earnings reports today: Nike after the market close. Thanks for your time, see you tomorrow.
Visit laconicbriefs.com to subscribe to our newsletter, including this audio podcast with an extended script if you prefer to read, plus performance tables and charts, all in one place. Delivered straight to your inbox every morning, Monday to Friday.